Hello everyone, welcome back to your own channel RE World, powered by Team RE. Today is the second video about Microsoft Excel 2019. In this video, we will focus mainly on cell formatting functions. We will learn about range, merge and unmerge cells, wrap text, text alignment functions, borders, and font formatting. Please do watch the full video and do not skip any part. The whole video is very informative. By skipping a part, you can miss some important functions of this great application. So let's talk about what we have learned in our last lesson. In the first video, we have mainly covered the interface of Microsoft Excel. We learned about start screen, title bar, tabs, ribbon, tell me field, quick access toolbar, sheets renaming, scrolling, formula bar, name box, and we talked about columns and rows. We talked about cells, we talked about the main interface of Microsoft Excel. So today's video, I'll be trying to cover some more features which is now not related to interface, but you now will start learning the basics of Excel from this video. Let's talk about the range first. We have talked about columns, we have talked about rows and cells. So one cell, when we talk about cell, one cell like this one is D5. This is a cell. When we select multiple cells, it calls range. A range is more than one cell, two or more than two, not one. One is a cell, but more than one cell is called range. Range can be two cells going in the same column. We can go right, we can go up, we can go left. So all this is a range. This is range, this is range, and this is range. When we select multiple cells in a range, you can see while selecting in the name box here, I cannot actually go to that area, but just this area, just observe this area. When we are selecting the range, it shows you 4 rows, 3 columns, 6 rows, 4 columns. So you keep increasing the rows, it will keep increasing, and you can keep going right, it will keep increasing the columns. So it will show you only the number of rows and number of columns we have selected. But once you release the button, it will only show you the first home cell where we have started. So it is called range. There will be many use of range in our coming videos where you will learn about to work on different range. We can even give the name to a range. Like I have told you in the last video that we can give a name to a cell. Like this cell is D6 as the default, but we can rename it with some other name. Even you can rename it with your name. And what will be the use of those names, that we will surely learn in our coming videos. Let's talk more about cells. Merge cell. This is a cell. We can merge it as per our need. For example, I can merge this cell and now it become one cell. But its reference will always be the first cell where we have started this merger. Let's see it again. I have selected a range starting from C4. So whatever I selected, once I merge it, it will show in the name box as C4 because actually I have merged all cells into C4. So its location will be C4. The first cell which will be selected will be the name of that cell. There are various ways to merge cell. If you see this small arrow here, if you select on it, if you just click on it, you will see merge and center, merge across, merge cells, unmerge cells. Okay, let's see it one by one again. Let me write a name here, RE World. Okay, now let's merge it. RE World. I'll start from here till here and I'll click merge and center. Okay, so it merged the cell and put the RE world text into the center in term of horizontal, and I can select it from here middle alignment and I can put it in middle. Okay, there are some more ways to merge. For example, if I select these cells like this, and rather than clicking on merge and center, I'll click merge across. Now this is very useful. This is very useful when you will be preparing different sort of templates, formats. It will be very useful during that time. So when we will read the real applications of all these in real scenario in the coming videos, then you will really learn that how these features are useful. So let's click on merge across. See, now it has merged all the columns, all the cells in a row, but not in a column. See, it has done like this way. For example, if I click arrange like this, click on control and I'll click the second one, then click the third one, then click the fourth one, and I merge and center, it will do the same thing, but it is the easiest way. I selected arrange. Let's do it again here. I selected arrange. Let me make a border for it for easy understanding, and I'll make it a light color, and now I will merge across. So it's merged all the cells in the same row but not in the columns. In order to unmerge a cell, simply click this small arrow and unmerge it. If I'll merge this cell again by clicking here merge cell, so it will be a same way, nothing changed. Moreover, with the merge cell, here is one is wrap text. Let's also cover this part. Okay, let me write here something. Okay, let's name a country, New Zealand. Okay, if you see this New Zealand, it crossed this border between D and E column, so it is going to the next cell. Let's say here I put Japan. Now that New Zealand is a bit hidden and all its spellings are not appearing. So here we have two things. We can resize any column or any row based on our requirement. So I will resize the column here by clicking and dragging it to the right or to the left. There are other ways as well that I will surely explain in the coming videos. If I will keep adding everything in one lecture or one video, it will be keep confusing to the audience. So here we have New Zealand. When we click wrap text, you see it actually wrapped the text within a cell, but it expanded the cell width and it become in the same cell. So it was all about merge. This part is very easy. You can see left aligned, middle, right, or we can say it's center. It's bottom, middle and top. So this is top left, center and middle, bottom and right. You can do it by selecting any of these based on the requirement. It simply depends what kind of data, which kind of data you are showing it, you want to show it to the audience. It not necessarily, there is no thumb rule that you have to keep it on the top left or top right or middle, or it's all about the data which you are preparing, which you are presenting, how that data should looks in front of the audience, what audience actually want from that data. Now let's go to cell formatting. This is, I just added some values here. I will just reshape it in a different way and you will see that how this will look. Now this is, I am going to prepare one invoice for one showroom which is selling electronic and electric products. And I just need to make an invoice that what we have sold to the customer. So you see all the information is there. It is a sales invoice. Let's put a date here, 1/1 is the 1st January. The invoice number is INV0001. It can be anything. We have serial number, we have products, we have model numbers, we have manufacturer, we have the sold item quantity, their unit price, and the total value. And here we don't need it in an invoice. Now the data is there. What I'm going to actually explain here, whatever we are presenting, if data is not accurate, that presentation or that working has no meanings. The primary and main focus or main thing which is in any document, that is data and the authenticity of data. Data must be accurate, data must be complete, and must be well elaborated. But it does matter too that how it is being presented. Just assume you are going to a showroom, you are purchasing a lot of products, you are paying them hundreds and thousands of dollars, and you are getting an invoice like this. Okay, you have bought this much of total items, unit price, and what is the total value. So let's make this sales invoice into a proper shape of invoice. First of all, we know the title is always a bigger, so we can increase the font size by selecting a font size from here, or we can increase or we can decrease by here. So we cannot make it too big. It must be based on the paper, it must be based on the size of the invoice. So let's see, I think it will be sufficient up till here. This is the date and these are the title of the table where we are going to put all the item names. So let's start first by selecting a range. So this is the range we just learned a few minutes ago. This is the range where our invoice is, or where our data of the invoice exists. So first of all, we need to select from here a border. So we are going to put all borders. So this invoice now having these text are now having a border. Okay, now I'm going to tell you different techniques that how you can expand or you can resize the columns and rows. The easiest and the shortest way is select this column as a range from column B till column H, because our whole data starting from column B till column H. So we will simply select these columns, and you see there is a light line between the two columns. Go any of them, like I from B till H, from the selected one, not on the non-selected one. I will simply bring the mouse, this cursor here, and double click. Okay, because now what it did, now it expanded all the columns automatically. Okay, somewhere this way is useful, somewhere this way is not useful, but somehow here it is also useful. You can see all your columns are automatically expanded as per the data. Some column width is decreased, some column increased, and some too much increased. No problem. This B we will simply select and take it back to the required position. Why it happened? Because sales invoice is a big text and it is only in cell B2. So what we do, we select all these cells, or we can say we selected this range, and we will do merge and center. Now this is, see, now it is looking different. We can underline it to prominent it. Date we can bold it. Invoice number we can bold it. This is the date column, sorry, date cell. Let merge it between two. Merge it and give it a bottom border, and we can make it little bigger to give it a bit good look. Okay, and see this invoice number, now it is also hiding little bit. Let's expand column F little more. So this is somehow giving us now a better look. Let's adjust this row and make it a bit smaller. Okay, one thing I will tell you here, when you are decreasing or increasing the font size from these two icons, it has some default incremental difference. For example, you see from 48 it is directly jumping back to 36, or if I'm going from 36 it's directly going to 48. Maybe it doesn't suit us, we want it 42, so we can select 42 manually. Same goes here. In the list it is like 10, 11, 12, 14, 16, 20, and then after a certain, initially it is with the gap of 1, then 2, then it goes to higher and higher and higher. But always we can select anything, any text from here, and we can select it. Title, this should be bold, these should be center and middle. Serial numbers, of course, always in the middle. Product, fine on left. Model number, we can make it middle because some are numeric, some are alphanumeric. So in case of alphanumeric, in case of only numeric, automatically it will stay go on right. But there is a way that I will surely tell you in the coming videos. Manufacturer of the products and the items, this is the quantity, that how many. So we can mention it as a, rather than item we can change it to quantity, QTY we can also write. Okay, now this is the unit price. So what is the best way? The best way is the unit price should be in the currency, that what currency we are paying. So we can, there are various ways to change it. We can go to right cell, we can click on format cell, go to accounting, either currency or accounting, but there is a slight difference. So let's select it USD and OK. See, now this is 8 quantity, unit price is $1200, and what is the total value? Now for the total value, today right now we are going to start using the first formula in our Excel tutorial. So remember, every formula it starts with equal sign. We have any formula which we are going to start, we must put equal first. Then we need to take the total value of product number 1, which is in this invoice. So the first product which is in this invoice, that is TV, and quantity is 8. So let 8 multiply. So for the multiplication we have one steric sign on the keyboard which comes with shift 8, and then we will multiply this one with unit price. So this is the unit price. F7 is representing the quantity and G7 is representing the unit price. Moreover, in Excel, when you are putting the formula, you will see that each selected column shows in a different color. This is very good for understanding that F7 is this one and G7 is with the red. So the total of the multiplication of 8 into 1200 is 9600. So total value of TV, 8 TV sets multiply by 1200 unit price is 9600. Now we have various ways to use this formula on the next cells. Number 1, let's repeat it again, is equal to quantity, shift 8 for multiplication, or you may have steric on the numeric keyboard, and this is the unit price. We can copy it by copy and by paste on single cell or paste on multiple cells. Let's paste up to here, paste, so it copied. Or the easiest way is the first formula, when we apply it, simply go to this right bottom, this dot, and click on mouse left button and drag until here. So it is now automatically dragged, and formula, if you see the formula, F7 into G7, F and G11, and let's come here FNG 14. Now the total of product are 78 total product customer has bought. No need to take the sum of unit because unit price sum will not add any value, but for sure the total value will surely add a value here, that what is the total amount customer has paid. Now this is also having the multiple ways to put formula here. If you go to the home tab, we have auto sum here. Just click here and it automatically select the area and click enter and it comes 30,965. Other ways you can click Alt and equal on from your keyboard, Alt and equal, and it automatically bring this value here. So in order to make it a bit more better shape, make it bold, and we can also underline it to make it prominent. So this was very basic things in the cell formatting. There are many type of cell formattings in Excel. We have custom formatting, we have conditional formattings, we have automated tables, ready-made tables available in Excel. I will give you a demo here. Let's select this area, this range, and if you see insert, just click on table, okay, and now it become a table. It has its own use. In the coming video we will surely explore all these features as well, but currently I will just stay up to here. So these were the basics about formatting. Today we have learned about range, we have learned about merge cell, how to merge and across, unmerge, and whatever we talked about in the range and merge cell we implemented here in cell formatting sheets, where we have merged a range of cells, we have increased the size of the font, we have made it bold, underlined, we have put the border here, we have implemented the currency, and we have learned our first formula. Thanks for watching my video. Please do subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. Don't forget to like the video, give your feedback in comment section and share with your friends.